Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Hayati Fada Satuljinan. Here I would like to present about my research proposal, and the title is English Teachers' Perception on the Effectiveness of Teaching Reading Strategies in Improving Students' Reading Comprehension, a study at SMP Plus Nurul Hikmah Pamekasan. Next is the background study of this research. Reading is a significant skill in terms of English teaching and learning that should be well mastered by EFL students. According to Harmer, reading is useful for language acquisition, but even reading becomes one of the first skills that must be mastered by students when they learn a target language. Most of students face difficulties in reading, especially in terms of reading comprehension. Noonan says that success in teaching depends on several factors. One of them is teaching strategies. In short, teaching strategies play the important role in teaching and learning process. Teacher can achieve the learning goals by applying the appropriate strategy of study. In short, teaching strategy play the important role in teaching and learning process. Teacher can achieve the learning goals by applying the appropriate strategy of teaching. To solve the student's problem in reading, teachers should apply the appropriate strategies. The study aims to find out how the teacher's perception about the effectiveness of teaching reading strategies so that teacher can apply the suitable strategies in accordance with the characteristic of the student itself. In this study, there are three research questions. What do the teacher's perception on the effectiveness of teaching reading strategies in improving students' reading comprehension at SMP Plus Nurul Hikmah Pamekasan? The second one is what the teaching reading strategies are usually used by English teachers in improving students' reading comprehension in the class, and the last one is how is the improvement of students' reading comprehension after applying the teaching strategies. Next is research objectives. In this research, there are also three research objectives. The first one is this research is to analyze the teacher's perception on the effectiveness of teaching reading strategies in improving the students' reading comprehension. The second one is to analyze what are the teaching strategies usually applied by teachers to improve students' reading comprehension. And the last one is to know the improvement of the students' reading comprehension after applying the teaching strategies. Next is scope and limitation of this study. Scope for this study is the English teacher at SMP Plus Nurul Hikmah Pamekasan itself, and the second one is the teaching reading strategies for improving students' reading comprehension. And for the limitation of this study is the teacher's perception on the effectiveness of teaching reading strategies in terms of reading comprehension at senior high school level. Next, move to the definition of key terms. In the study, there are three keywords, namely teacher's perception, teaching reading strategies, and reading comprehension itself. Next is literature review. In this section, there are two big points, namely review of related to literature, and the last one is review of previous studies. In the first point, the researcher discussed about the definition of teacher perception, teaching reading strategies, and reading comprehension according to the argumentation of the expert. Next is review of previous studies. In this point, the researchers discussed about the several previous studies that relate to the current study. The results showed that most of the focus of the previous study is different with the study. Also, the instrumentation and the locus of the previous studies are different with the study. Next is the method of the study. The study will use qualitative case study as the research design. The next is instrumentation and data collection. The instrumentation of the study will use observation checklist, interview, guideline, and field notes, because the researcher will use observation classroom and interview to collect the data. Next is data analysis. To analyze the data, the researcher will use semantic analysis. And the last point is research procedure. There are some steps that will be done by researcher. The first one is asking a permission to the school that will be the locus of the study. The second one is observing and interviewing. Next is analyzing the data, and the last one is making a report. That's all the presentation of my research proposal. I apologize if I have any mistakes, and the last I say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.